Okay, welcome back to part two of this little scene that I said's been stuck in my head. And if you were with me during part one, you saw that they you saw everything we done right here, and you pretty much up to what we done so far. So, all right, right now what I'm doing is going back up and trying to set that little peak right there further back because it just didn't look it. So now it does. All right. So we got our sky done, and maybe what's going to be water done, and we got our mountain done, and we got us a good set of little middle ground trees going, and that's where I stopped the video at, and this is getting started back up. So if you're joining me again, thank you, and if you didn't see part one and you kind of lost, well, you can either go back and watch part one, or to catch you up real quick is this is just a painting that's been in my mind, and where it's at right now is basically where we stopped at in part one. So, but if you want to see how we got all of this done, just go back, like I said, and watch part one. It's kind of interesting. All right, now in part two, y'all know we just washed the brush and we just blended out the bottom for everybody that's that's been here so far, or everybody that watched part one, they know where we at. All right, so what I'm fixing to do now, and this part is, it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of, it's kind of tricky in a way, because we got to come across here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that with some. I'll show you. I guess I just need to show you what I'm talking about, because it's probably a lot easier to show you than it is to try to tell you. Everything that's happening back here needs to look distant. So I'm fixing to put a grass line in, and that grass line has to look distant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with green and yellow, but I'm going to have it more to the yellow side, and maybe just a little bit of yellow ochre in it, so it kind of tones it down some. But I'm going to leave a little bit of that mist back there, and I'm going to just come in with a real light grass line, and I'm going to come across here like so, and I'm just going to add this in, just like this. But now, what I'm going to do is, I don't want just a little flat grass line back there. I want it to have a little bit of height to it. So I'm going to go back into the green and make this color just a tad bit darker. Not much, just a little bit. And I'm going to come back on top of that in a couple places, and I'm going to add little rises in it, and little high spots and little low spots, just with the corner of the brush. See how that's pulling up and down? And you can pick up a little more paint, a little more color if you need to. But just come in here and leave as much of that light color at the bottom of the grass as you can. But at the same token, we want to come up here above it and add that little bit of color up here too. And at the same time, trying not to kill all that dark we made at the bottom of these trees back in the background, because we want those trees to have that look of having dark under them, so they have depth. Alright, then come back over here a little bit, add a little more across here. And then just come back and with the other side of the brush, just come back over here and just kind of tap that you just made. Just go across there and tap it. Now you may be wondering, well, why in the world didn't you just do that and not and leave that light green at the bottom? Well, that light green is very important because that light green that we got right here going across here is also a separator. See, it separates this part out here from that part, and then that part from that part. So right there, all together, we've added depth in 2 or 3 different kind of ways right there, just in this little bit of area right here. But now we don't have enough dark color down here that we can keep. I want to bring this out and around a little bit like so. And then I'm going to do that over here and bring it out and around a little bit like so. Alright. Now for some more set brush. I guess I could have washed brushes before I started the video back up. Alright, then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to pick up a little of this Van Dyke brown color. I'm going to get just a little bit on the knife. This ain't going to take much at all. Get that little roll like you get if you was making a mountain. And I'm going to come up here and just ever so lightly go across here and just give ourselves a little bit of ground. Just touching. Just touching. Right at the bottom of that green. I'm not pulling the knife or anything like that. I'm just laying it down, touching. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I'll get just a little bit more. Come in here. When I get to that corner right there, I just want to keep that knife level but drop down, following that corner. And come back and just go back across. Well, I didn't want to do that. Oh boy, I'm going to have to work on that now. That was a happy accident for sure. I just ain't happy about it. Alright, then come down through here. Drop down and touch. Alright. Just drop down and touch. About like so. That's all we're doing. Alright. Oh boy. Ain't that gonna be fun. Alright, but anyway, before we get to fixing that, I'm going to go back up here and pick up a little more white and bring it back in here with this dark sienna and maybe a little bit of that shallow color we used up there that we put in our mountain. And I'm going to get just a little tiny roll. And I'm going to come up here and just ever so lightly touch this. Just in not everywhere, just a couple places, just to get it on there. And this is a very light touch, because I do not want to kill all that brown, but I do want this color to be seen. You know, to give our bank back here a little rocky look, but at the same time, you know, add a little, kind of like adding a little edge to it. I mean, even if you have to go back into the grass a little, do that. You know, pull it back into the grass if you get too much on it. Try not to let it kill the brown. I'd rather kill the grass because we can always bring a tree back in here if we have to. Alright, something about like that is what we're looking for. Yeah, about like that. Alright. Now, what we're going to do right there. How am I going to get that out of there? Well, first things first. Let's see how bad it's going to be once we get this part done. I am going to take a fan brush and I'm going to come right up here to this brown and I'm going to go right to the bottom of it and I'm going to pull straight down. Just straight down. That's all I want to do. All the way across here. Just pull straight down. Just very little. As close to the bottom of it as you can get. In fact, the closer to the bottom you are, the better. Just like so. Just pull that brown straight down. Just like that. Straight down. Just like so. All the way across. And then come over here. Do this side. Just like so. Right in here. A little of that. Alright, if it's not to make a decision right there, how am I going to get rid of that? Well, I guess I could take a 1-inch brush and put just a little bit, maybe a little bit of crimson on it, just a tiny bit. Come up here, work it in like so, across here. Maybe just a little bit of white. Maybe just a little bit more. Bring it across. Work it up just a little bit. And kind of just blend this out. Take a little more of that white, make it look like it's shining across here like so. Not like that. That ain't too terrible. Alright, now that we're using this little brush, let's bring it right up here to the edge where we just pulled that color down and go right across it with this 1-inch brush, just very lightly, make it look like a reflection all the way around, just like so, just like that. Okay. Whew. We pulled that off by the skin of our teeth. Alright. Then I'm going to pick up just a little bit of white. And I'm going to mix just a little Van Dyke brown with it, very little, because I don't want this color solid white. Go across there and get that little roll of paint. Then we'll come right up here under the bottom. I'm gonna put us just a little water line all the way across here between our reflection and our bank that we made. Just like so. That's all I'm doing. Just putting that little bit of water line under it. The reason I didn't want that solid white like that is I just didn't want it to be a real bright white color right there under our now over here, you know, under the sun, if it got a little brighter, that wouldn't have been quite as bad. But way over here, we wouldn't have wanted it to be real bright white. And it don't have to be over here, you know. We just need to know we got a water line under here. And then maybe across here we can define it a little better. And we'll come up here, add us a little bit across here. For the most part, that's all we're looking for right there. That's all we're looking for. Not a whole lot. Just enough to know it's there. And if you feel like you need to come back and clean it up some, just very gently come up there to it and just clean it up. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be in a hurry or nothing, but just very gently lay that knife down and just very gently touch it, and it'll clean it right up for you. And just like that, you've put a little bit of reflection in there to help out some. All right, now this next part is, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I've been thinking about it, you know, I've been worried about doing it, and I thought, well, if we mess up, it won't be the first time, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time. I don't think we're gonna mess it up though. I think we're gonna get it figured out here. At least I hope so. Because if we do, this is gonna be really pretty. It really is. All right. I might have a little bit more Van Dyke brown out. I see that. So let me grab some right quick. Get some more of that out. I don't think it'll take much, but I'd rather have it out than not. Alright. Alright, I gotta clean a couple brushes now. Because this next step is gonna be, it's gonna be really crucial. But at the same token, it's going to be kind of tedious as to how I get it lined out. Because I got to get it lined out right, or it's not going to look right. Get this brush good and dry. We know what happens when the brush ain't dry, don't we? We saw that firsthand a while ago. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is pick up a filbert brush first. And I'm going to use this filbert brush to kind of draw this out some. To kind of help me with the layout. Because I want to come in here and I want to come across here, I think. Let's see. So probably right through here like so. Come on around with it. Come in here like this. I'm going to start about like that. It's about kind of what I want. Then I want to come in here, drop this around, about like so. Bring this probably around to here, about like that. Yeah, probably about like that. I'm gonna say that's gonna be the end of it, right in there. I do believe. Yep. Yep, I think that's what I want right there. And then I want in here. And back out, just like that. Yep, about like that. I know what y'all thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Harold, what have you done? Well, I don't know yet. I may have messed up. We'll see. We will see. Alright, I'm going to come in here now with this big brush, and I'm going to start tapping. Just straight Van Dyke brown. That's all I got on the brush. That's all I got. Straight Van Dyke brown. I'm just going to start tapping. Now Bob would have said you could put this on with a shoe or a boot, but I don't know about that. I don't know if that would have worked out for me or not. Bob's a whole lot better painter than I was, or I am. Bob probably could have put it on with a toothbrush and made it look right. But I'm having to kind of work for it here. I'm going to bring this on off the canvas, like so. like that. And I know that don't look like nothing right now. And I couldn't agree with you more. But I'm hoping here in a few minutes it's going to look like something. I really am. And it may not. I don't know. This may be the worst thing I ever done in my life. And if it is, well, y'all never know, because I won't show you on the video. I won't post the video. No, I said I wouldn't do stuff that way, and I'm not going to. If I mess it up, you'll see it. Okay. About like that. Alright. Wash the brush again. And see how pretty till I'm going to get myself out of this mess. Because I don't have a clue right now. Oh boy. What have I done? Oof. Okay. Boy, that brush had some pain in it, didn't it? Yeah, it didn't have a lot. It just dark color. That brown. Alright, let's make sure it's good and dry. Then we'll come right into some sap green here. Load it up with sap green. Come up here. Tap that sap green on real good across here. Come in here. Tapping it on. Like so. And then the same thing over here. Like so. Okay. Alright, wash the brush again. Ooh, this paint's gonna wear us out on some brush wash. But it's what we gotta do. Life of a painter. Alright. Then we want to go into our CAD yellow. Load the brush up. Push it up, get that little ridge of paint like we was doing the other day. Then come up here. Start tapping us on some color. Just like so. And it's gonna pick the green up. There's just about nothing you can do to prevent that. So you just have to kind of let it happen. Every now and then you can throw some yellow ochre into this color. Just any color right now to add to the effect. Maybe a little Indian yellow. Come across here. You can leave yourself some of the dark, because it's gonna pick up that. It's gonna pick up that green. I mean, there ain't no way to prevent that. There's no way to prevent that. I'm hoping in a minute this illusion just pops out and you can see what we was trying to do here. Well, I think what I'm fixing to do, since I'm wasting paint, is I'm gonna go ahead and let this yellow work itself in and just tone all of this down for a minute, and then come back over it with an additional highlight to where I'm not wasting paint here, because that's basically all I'm doing right now is wasting paint by trying to put that yellow on that thick, because that's a lot of green. Alright, now we'll go back here and work this color in like so back here, because we've got to come back in there in a few minutes and work all that out. Right now all I want is to get this green kind of toned down a little bit. May have to come in there with a little bit of red and get that red, knock some of it down, because it will, it'll brown it down a little bit. Illusion's about to show itself in here now, so y'all can see just about what I was trying to do here, and it won't look quite so stupid. But this is just a flat of grass going out there, or it's not yet, but it will be when we're done. This is just a flat of grass that's gonna have some trees growing on it. Then we're gonna have some rocks around the bank, just to give it that look. We just got to keep everything straight across here and level, because that's where the illusion is going to come from, is the lay of the land. Because if you come in here at an angle, it's going to make it look sloped down, and that's not what I'm going for. However, I mean, if it did look that way, it wouldn't be ugly, but that's just not what I've been seeing in my head. I've been seeing this little flat of land out here, and like this little shape of like a little pond sitting back in here. Alright, wash the brush again. Wow, we're 36 minutes into this already. Good grief. I'm going to have to speed my painting up some. Maybe I talk too much. Y'all let me know in the comments what I can do to make these more interesting. Do I need to quit talking so much and just paint to where they're shorter, or do y'all like me explaining every little thing I do? Just, let me know in the comments, if you will. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stop it for now because I don't want it to get too long again. I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and clean some brushes on this break.